Start now.
Hello, my name's Jason Mobbs, and I'm pretty much here to give some feedback about the experience I had on Tuesday, and it's attending this the station here. And to me, I just can't believe what happened with such a small, tiny experience I had with a few people here, but also especially with Richard. And pretty much the discussion I had with Richard, and he was very confronting with me, and I know it was very good, but I actually had a box with me, and I kept relating myself as this bad experience I'm having, and I kept saying, look at me, I've got this box. And I'm thinking, I've got this box and I've got it here, and Richard was standing and I was explaining to Richard, I've got this box and look at all this stuff I've got here. And Richard kept saying to me, what's that box? What is the box all about? And I just kept thinking, you don't get it, mate. How dare you say to me about my box? And I'm saying, but this is everything. I've got documentation of stuff I've written for the last 6 weeks. Look how good I am. I have done all this, and more to show you, this is me. And Richard's saying, what are you actually doing here? And I'm thinking, what do you mean I'm doing here? I need help. I'm actually here for help. And I was it got to the point of me thinking, look, I'm going to walk out of here because this guy, where is he coming from? And again, I'm respectful enough to say I would never go to that point. But in my mind, I was thinking, what is this? What are you guys coming from? What planet are you guys coming from? He's actually not helping anyone with what you're doing here. And he just kept going on about, but this box is nothing, it's irrelevant to me. Of course, you've got a box, big deal, what about this box? And then it sort of clicked to me thinking, he's right, he's saying, what is the problem? The problem is not actually the box. The box is actually what was created when I had the problem. So while I was going through my issues, I created this box, which was all my issues around that time. And it wasn't until that point it was saying, I've now got rid of the box. The box is gone. The box is now irrelevant. I actually need to work out that I actually went through that. I'm now past it. I don't need the box anymore. So it wasn't actually until that point of saying, all that Richard was actually saying to me is, you're not actually here about the box. The box is not actually the point. I'm actually here because I need help. And I had to actually identify him. Actually, what I was actually here for was not actually what I've actually gone through, but what do I actually need to do next? And am I actually what I'm doing right now right? Because I still don't know. And that's what I wanted to come here for and talk to him about is, am I right now? Because I don't know. And I'll explain what happened on Tuesday after I've gone home. Like I said, after this experience, after Richard sort of walked away from me, I'm still thinking that's not right. And I know at the end of the session, and I don't know if he actually responded to the feedback I gave him, and it was nothing probably to him, but me walking up at the end of the session, I seen him there, and I just acknowledged him, and I don't even know if he actually understood what I actually said. Well, I said, look, you just don't know what you've done. You've done, to me, a lot of people on the outside would think you've done nothing, and a lot of people may not have reacted to the way I did, but I actually needed what he'd done, because if he didn't do it, I would still be looking at this box. So he has actually done a massive good, but like I said, the initial point is, like I said, it's hard to explain. Initially I'm looking at it from, how dare you, I've got this box. And if I could not separate myself from that box, and if I actually was not here and did not bring that box with me, then I wanted you guys to see my box. That's all I was here for. I had a great box. I can show you one day, I have got a box. But I needed to get past that box and actually get to the actual root cause of the problem. And it wasn't until, I'm going to finish up right now, was when I was leaving, Richard's there, I know he said I'm leaving, but I had to actually get up before he actually walked out the door to acknowledge him of saying, look, you may not understand what he's actually done, but it's a massive thing with that 2-minute chat I've had with you and the confronting and actually diagnosing that my problem is not the box, there's other issues outside that box.
Wow.
And me, I had to say to Richard, because that's me, I'm a person who always gives feedback to say, look, I thank you, you don't actually know what you've done.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that, because there is a second component. Well, that was my euphoric moment. I went down, I went down, and there's a reason behind it.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for sharing, Jason. Would anyone like to have input or respond to what Jason has said? We operate.
Yes,
Anne would like to say something. Yes, Anne?
I can actually relate to what you're saying about being confronted with something that made you feel uncomfortable.
Mm. And it wasn't aggressive or anything, it was just more
no,
about
no.
what are you doing?
Quite a few years ago, when I first became unwell, I went to see a mental health nurse, and she said to me, maybe you have no purpose. Now, I found that confronting. I'm like, how dare you say I have no purpose? And so, you know, I went away, and it took me quite a few weeks to actually realise, you know what, you're right. I don't really have a purpose.
Yeah, before, I mean, one thing last word, because I think it's very valuable, and I know you're thinking I can't stop. It is about Richard, in fact, because I actually spoke to a mentor of mine who's been helping me with my mental health issues, and he lives in Ballarat. So he's had some major problems. I can explain that later, but the emphasis is, I explained to him what Richard did to me. And this guy, I can tell you, this guy's an executive. He's been a businessman for 20 odd years, and you might think I can talk and I've got these skills and exposure and this knowledge. This guy is above and beyond me in regards to his knowledge, his skills. He's also doing work around the mental health issues. He's also doing a lot of study around that focus. But the issue around him also, his daughter committed suicide, or sorry, not committed suicide, passed away. And saying that, I was going to get a phone call from him at work to say it will happen. But he has actually been a major mentor of mine. Go back to the point. I spoke to him and said, look, Richard did this to me, and I explained what he did, that he confronted me and he did this and he did that, and how I felt and confronting. And he walked away and says, what the fuck is that guy doing there? He should not be there. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. He is the person we need out there. Because saying that, my wife's seeing a psychologist one day a week for the last 7 years. This is what my wife does, and she's going nowhere. She's not either, she either needs to be told by her psychologist, and I've confronted them as well. Hers is not working. What this guy's done to me in 5 minutes has changed my whole life. It is that big. I will go on later about how the downside happened, how I got back up again as well. So.
Thank you very much. Can I just share with you, you may not be aware, we at the station are developing an alternate to suicide strategy. And part of that is having a medicine bag or having some items that we can relate to when we aren't feeling well. So maybe your recovery box is something that we can talk about.
We'll cut it off now.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.